Welcome to C++ video lecture. In this lecture we are going to study about for loop, while loop and do while loop. But before starting I would like to tell you to turn on the full screen mode by clicking on full screen button situated at bottom right corner of this YouTube video. So if else and switch control statements we have already done that in the previous lecture, and in this lecture we will do the remaining three statements, that is the looping part, for loop, while loop and do while loop. So starting with for loop, what is the syntax for for loop? The syntax for loop is for, this is the keyword for, and initialize anything followed by semicolon, and terminating condition followed by semicolon, and increment or decrement. That is, here we initialize anything, say I is equal to 0, and this is the terminating condition, say I is less than 10, that is the maximum value of I can be 10, and increment condition, that is I plus plus or I minus minus, that is for in first case I is 0, in next case I is 1, and in next case I is 2. This thing will continue till the terminating condition has been reached. This might be a little bit confusing to you, but this thing would be clear when we will make program in developer C++. In this program I will print numbers from 1 to 10 using for loop. So first of all let me include the header files, iostream, conio.h, using name space std, main function, int I. I've declared one integer variable I. Now I will use a for loop for I is equal to 1, since we have to print numbers from 1 to 10. So I is equal to 1 because the first number we want to print is 1 and the last number we want to print is 10. So I is less than 11 because a number less than 11 is 10, and I plus plus, that is in first case I is 1, and after this loop is executed, in next case I is 2, since I plus plus will increment the value of I by 1, and in the next case I is equal to 3. This thing will continue till we reach the terminating condition, that is I is equal to 10. So what I am going to do here is I will write cout I, for loop close, that is the first case I is 1 would be printed, then after that I is incremented, that is I is 2, it will check is 2 less than 11, which is true, we know that 2 is less than 11, so 2 would be printed. In next case I plus plus, that is I is 3 is less than 11, 3 would be printed. So this will continue till 10, so it will check is 10 is less than 11, which is true, 10 would be printed, and in next case I is 11, it will check is 11 less than 11, which we know is false, so this for loop will terminate. Get ch so that output window does not close. Let me compile the program, control F9. There you go, 0 errors, control F10. You can see on the output screen 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 is printed. If I want to print them on separate line, I can use a new line character. There you go. Just write that cout operator once again, and inside quotes new line character. So compile the program once again, 0 errors, run the program. There you go, 1 to 10 is printed and each number is printed on the new line. So I hope the use of for loop is clear to you. Now we will do while loop, and the syntax for while loop is while condition statement. That is, this loop will continue till this condition is true. Once this condition becomes false, this loop will terminate. This thing will be clear to you when we will make program on while loop. So we will be making program on while loop. So we'll declare one integer variable, any integer variable, say I, and initialize it, say I is equal to 1, because the first number we want to print is 1. In this program also we will print 1 to 10 but using while loop. So while I is less than 11, because the number less than 11 is 10 and the maximum number we want to print here is 10. So we will use while I is less than 11. Cout I. Now I is equal to 1, it will print 1. So in next case we want to print 2. So just write I plus plus, that is, it will increment the value of I by 1. I is equal to 1, 1 would be printed, and in next case I plus plus, that is I is 2 now, it will check is 2 is less than 11, which is true, and 2 would be printed. Similarly I is 3 now, it will check 3 less than 11, true, 3 would be printed. This thing will continue till I is 10, it will check 10 less than 11, which is again true, 10 would be printed, and now I is 11, it will check 11 less than 11, which we know is false. So this loop will terminate, and what we will get is 1 to 10. Get ch, so that output window does not close. So compile the program, Control F9. There you go, 0 errors. Run the program, Control F10. You can see on your output screen 1 to 10 is printed. Similarly here also we can use new line character, so that each number is printed on new line. Compile it, run it. There you go, 1 to 10 is printed. Now we will study the last part in the control statement, that is do while loop. The syntax for do while loop is do statements while condition and followed by a semicolon. That is, it will execute the statement first and after that it will check the condition, and this loop will run till this condition is true. So this thing will be clear when we will make program on do while loop. Now we will make a program to print 1 to 10 using do while loop. So write int I is equal to 1, do statement here, that is cout I and I plus plus while I is less than 11. So what I have done here is I have declared one integer variable, assigned it 1, that is initialized it with 1. It would print 1 first because I is 1, after that I plus plus, that is I is 2 now. It will check is 2 less than 11, true, 2 would be printed. Similarly 3 would be printed, and the last number to be printed here is 10. It will check 10 less than 11, which is true, 10 would be printed. Now I is 11, it will check 11 less than 11, false, so this loop will terminate. Use get ch. Now I am compiling the program, Control F9. There you go, 0 errors. Run the program, Control F10. You can see on your output screen 1 to 10 is printed. Now there must be one question in your mind, that what is the difference between while loop and do while loop. There's one major difference in while loop and do while loop. In simple while loop we check the condition first and execute the statement later on, but in do while loop we will execute the statement first and check the condition later on. Let me explain this thing to you with the help of example. Suppose I initialize I with 11 and I write one condition here. While I is less than 11, cout hello. Get ch. I have initialized I with 11. It will check I is less than 11. That is, I is 11, so it will check 11 less than 11, which we know is false because 11 is equal to 11, not less than 11. So it will not print cout hello. That is, it will not print hello on your output screen. So let me compile the program. Control F9. Zero errors. Control F10. There you go. Nothing is printed on your output screen because in while loop the condition is checked prior to the execution of statement. Similarly, if we use do while loop with same condition I is equal to 11, there you go, do cout hello. While I is less than 11, get ch. Here I is 11, but in do while loop the statement is executed first. So hello would be printed and after that condition is checked. That is 11 less than 11, which is false. So this loop will be terminated. But we know that execution is, the statement is executed first. So hello would be printed. So I'm compiling the program. Control F9. There you go, no errors. Control F10. You can see on your output screen hello is printed. So this is the difference between while loop and do while loop. Since in while loop hello was not printed because the condition was checked before, but in do while loop hello is printed as the condition is checked after the execution of this statement. So we have studied all these control statements. You can also download this video in high definition from my website sites.google.com/site/pl lectures. Uh, I'm repeating it once again, sites.google.com/site/pl lectures. So in the next lecture we will study a lot more about C++, but in this is what we have got for today's lecture. So till next lecture, goodbye, take care.